one day I will remember to unmute myself. It's probably not today. Uh, Hello and welcome in, everyone. If the mic needs to be turned up, let me know. I was contemplating using the snowball today, but then I remembered I forgot to ask Crazy to help me set up like sound filters for it and things like that. And it was just making this weird screechy noise, so I went back to my headphones and the mic on there. So if but I had kind of messed around with the settings a little bit prior to thinking about that, or and then realizing I couldn't completely fix it. So if my mic is low, let me know, or if the music's too loud, or any of the things. Congrats to Alex on first and Devin on second. Let me get this box cut open, and then I will look at chat real quick. There we go. So we're doing Riverside Scholars. So this is actually the second set I've bought from Bricklink. However, it's the first set I've attempted to build from Bricklink. Okay. Thank you, Devin. I have it's like just shy of 2,800 pieces, like 2769, 71, something like that. Oh, this bag says 38. I'm doing good. I don't know what we're gonna do. This bag says 43. But again, look at how like few pieces are in the bag. So like doing 4 bags of these isn't very conducive because there's hardly any pieces in the bag. So I don't know what to do. But yeah. It's like 2,700, almost 800 pieces. So we shall see where this takes us. I hope everybody's weekend was good. Oh, now the one says 45, so new total. This was in round, I want to say 5, but then I'm like, oh, I think that's wrong. It was series 4. I believe Crazy got the Chudy Chew that went with this one. Like that was in the same series. Yeah, he got the Wild West Choo Choo Train. Could use yes. I can send you the link. I don't know if you can purchase it anymore. Because Bricklink typically once they sell out, I shouldn't say you can't buy it anymore. It's not as easy as going to the Legos website or the Bricklink website and purchasing it. You have to hope somebody else is like reselling it, I think. But I can totally send you the link for it. Copy. I hate that you won't let me do copy pasta there. But yeah, it's 2,769 pieces, and there's 5 minifigures and only 2 stickers. There are 612 unique parts. So in the series before this, in series 3, I got the Chocolate Factory, The Art of Chocolate, and in the series after this, series 5, I got The Adventure in Transylvania. The next ones go on sale. Does it? I see building instructions. Yeah, like you may be able to find it on Bricklink, somebody reselling it. But I'm on the Bricklink site and there's no like direct pay when you click on this set particular. But it may be a different way. I am horrible at figuring out half this stuff. But the set after this, like the series after this, I should say, or after the current one, 6, goes on crowdfunding on the 6th of October. And they have like an off-road adventure, the art factory, a gold mine expedition, outlaw forest den, and sequoia tree trail. Words are hard. Uh, I like the art factory in the next one. And then 7 goes for crowdfunding on February 1st. And 8 next June. 9 is live to submit your design. And then it has to be voted on. Oh, yeah. You can find it other places, just not like through Bricklink in their crowdfunding. Like even on Bricklink you can find, because there's 2 other sets by this designer that are in the same theme as this set. And you can buy them from other people. They're just not like, it's not as simple as like go to Bricklink, click and buy, you know, like when you go to Lego, click and buy. And they're straight through the Lego company. So like when you buy them crowdfunding, you ooh, fun. Oh, there's a box in here. Of course there's a box in here. Which is, oh, now a new total is 47. Are you going to visit family or to do something specific? Come here, Skizzer. I gotta open this one now. Reach! Tiny arms, gonna fall in the box. 46. Oh, I made an eyeball jellyfish yesterday. Crazy said it's really disturbing because this looks like you know the optical nerves hanging down. But I made this one blue-eyed, but my plan is to make a bunch of them with different colored irises. Spreading Grandpa's ashes on the Bell River. It was like my brain words. I'm so tired. It's gloomy today, so I'm like tired from that because there was like, I don't know, like we haven't hit that fall back yet, but it seemed like there was like no light in the bedroom today because it was so gloomy outside, and that makes me tired. Oop, we have our unnumbered bag with all our mystery pieces, you know, like extra pieces. Oop, there's our 2 stickers. They were just kind of thrown in the box. I totally would have dropped them. Oh, I found bag 1. This little card was in the box with how to get building instructions. I've been out and did manage to get Joe a coat for school though. Well, that's good. So I know he wears a uniform because that's how they do that in most of Europe. But does like, so I assume there's some kind of like blazer top jacket that goes with his uniform or sweater or something. But like his outside coat, like, your winter coat, does that have to be a specific thing too? Or is it kind of like just make sure it's blue or black? I see your snickety snack, Devin. Oop, a second bag of like plates and stuff. Sorry, I was tired of like leaning over into the abyss. Book, love the shirt you're wearing. Thank you. It's from a Beartooth concert. It was the second time we had seen them. So I'm going with there are 47 bags in this set, but I feel like there's so little pieces in each bag, it could have been way less on the bag. Just a jumper, not for her school. No, they have even said it has to be a specific, or some schools have to be a branded coat, but his doesn't. Okay. I was wondering how that went for like, because part of me assumed there was some kind of jacket or like blazer sweater involved in the uniform for when it's cooler out, but I didn't know if like their outside jacket, like winter jacket, that you obviously don't wear all the time, had to be something specific, or if it was kind of like just please make sure it's blue or black, or if it could be whatever. Okay, so I'm guessing there's 47 bags in this set. So 46, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 40. But like I said, I feel like this could have been way less pieces, like way less bags. 47 feels excessive. Because there's hardly any pieces in the bag. Yeah, I thought maybe that too, that maybe older kids have the blazer. Because, I mean, a 7-year-old in a blazer is cute, but also a little impractical. It says you don't own that ball, Devin. Okay. All the bags sorted and put in. So I know I was trying to stick to like 4 bags a stream and then switch. But I think with how little pieces are, that's all right. I just know that sometimes I type it in and then stop kind of paying attention to chat for a bit. So I figured I didn't want you to miss the pokey, so I would let you know that it said you didn't own it. Or we're out of it. Come on. Don't send the pieces going all over the place. So there's no book in this. It is only digital directions or using the Lego app and doing directions that way. So I downloaded the PDF. Won't have to wear one, I don't think. From what the school were saying, they think he'll need to go to and this is because I can't remember the word for it, a special school. Yeah. I see what you mean. More, I don't want to say, because I mean, they're all normal. But, maybe not mainstream, like they need to have slower classes or lower class size. Yeah, like non-mainstream. Because I mean, who the hell is normal? But like non-mainstream. So they can have smaller classes or like a slowed curriculum where they're given longer to learn each thing, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, especially if it's beneficial to him. Then, you know, so what if it's not mainstream? The kitty is doing well. She was mad because last night she had to get her flea medicine, and we give it to her at night because it's like the stuff you smear on their back. Yeah, and there's no, as if that allows him to learn better, then that's all that matters. Like, I know some people are like, well, well, get in your boat and row it then. But we use the flea and tick meds you squeeze on the back, so you're not supposed to touch them while it's wet. So she couldn't sleep in the bedroom last night with us, so she was mad. But it's easiest to give it to her at night. That leaves like all night for it to dry, so she can be upset about it out there. Okay, it says we also need this piece and 2 of this piece for this bag. And he's got a little book bag, satchel thing. Yep, my mentality on anything retro is if it has potential help. Yeah, I mean, I do this a lot of the same things or feel a lot of the same ways. Like, if it's gonna help them, I don't care. Like, then let it not be normal or let it be whatever. But he's got a little walking stick. So this is our first minifigure. He's got that little book bag and a little walking stick. So it says we need this piece and this piece and this piece. Nope, that's going the wrong direction. We need this one. Okay. I also made an egg salado yesterday. It looks like a fried egg or whatever, but it's an egg salado. An axolotl. I feel like something's not right. Nope, I see what I did. This one, because it's almost 2,800 pieces. I would consider that big. I mean, it's not 4,000 pieces, but um ideally, if the unlimited fountain of money that I don't have, I would like to get the new um Hogsmeade Village set, but it's going to be expensive. So that may not happen right away. Saving up for a gaming PC. Oftentimes they're cheaper if you just buy the parts and build it yourself. More customization that way too. That being said, I also know that not everybody knows how to build a computer, so yeah, I know there's a fair amount needed to get all that stuff running at the same time. At the end of the day, I don't care if little Jimmy down the street is perfect and doesn't need any extra help with anything because he's already read all the Lord. Yeah. Right? It really doesn't matter how well other children are doing. I mean, you can use it for a gauge to know if maybe your child needs extra help or if they're not kind of like if they're lagging behind where maybe developmentally they should be. But overall, it really only matters like how well your child's doing. It doesn't so much, yes, yes. I saw it. I saw a thing for it just the other day. Black Pearl Lego. So there's one from 2011, but there is a new one coming out. Yeah, Captain Jack Sparrow's pirate ship is the one that's coming out. Ooh, it's $380. But it's like 2,862 pieces. It looks really nice. I know, I want them all. Like, just give me all the sets. Okay, let's go before it. Woohoo, Devin. Congrats. Well, then you're like halfway there. 1, 2, 3. Bag 1. I feel like they've really like cut back on the amount of pieces that are in each bag. And then the set comes out and you're like, wow, it's got 55 bags. But then you realize there's you know, not very many pieces in the bag. So the bag count to me, I like hardly take it into consideration anymore because right. That's why. Listen, I have 3. 2 are at complete opposite ends of the spectrum from each other. So, like, comparing them to each other does nothing except let me know when one maybe needs help compared to the other. Oh, I need to. That's only for when we're playing Jurassic Park, Devin. The name a dino. That's just for when we're playing Jurassic Park. I just forgot to turn it off. So it said bag 2 plus this piece. No, it's not your fault. I forgot to turn it off so that it's like only on while I'm playing that. Let me turn it off now so I remember. Pause channel. And I'll refund your points. I just forgot that it was there. There are a bunch of the DLCs, I guess you call them, for that game on sale right now. If they're still on sale when we get paid at the end of the week, I may pick up 1 or 2. Yeah, it should be some kind. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6. You sure? I will quite literally fight anyone who says Joe needs to change. If an adult is going to pick on someone, they can. Right? I mean, my children are not perfect. Would I like them to behave differently sometimes? Yes, but that's not so much like I want to change something about them. It was like, damn it, I've told you 5 million times this goes in the dishwasher this way. Like, why do you? Or please put your dishes in the dishwasher. You can clearly see that those are dirty dishes. Plus, you emptied it yourself 20 minutes ago. Like, you can just put them in the dishwasher. You don't need to put them in the sink so I can put them in the dishwasher. But not like change like fundamentals of their personality. Like, would I like them to behave better sometimes? Sure. But overall, they're pretty much also kind of done with like that part of their training. That's the right spot. Like, would I love to not have to repeat myself 50 million times? Sure. Like, these are chores you know you're supposed to do. Why do I have to remind you all the time to do them? Would I love to not do that? Sure. But that's not the same thing that we're talking about. And by the way, that's every kid and some adults you live with. So, no. That's yes. I don't know what pieces I'm trying to pick up anymore or any less. So, Fantasy did her club rush yesterday to like what kind of after school clubs and whatnot she'd like to join. And because she's still in like the Google chat group from last year for her D&D group, they've already said that their first thing is on Thursday. So, I'll be able to do my normal 12 to 4 on Thursday. I do need to message the archery instructor, coach, whatever, because she was supposed to help out at the archery table yesterday, but she couldn't find it. And several other kids who were in archery said they couldn't find it either. So now I'm slightly worried, like, about archery. I was talking to a woman behind the counter when I bought Joe's coat earlier, and I said we were all set for him going back to school now. And she said, "Bet you can't wait." I replied with, "I can." I mean, I like spending time with my kids, but I'm still excited for them to go back to school. Like, yes, please have something to do with your spare time. I feel like I'm missing a piece. Oh, I grabbed the wrong color there. That's why. Because they look so similar. Oh, now it's going to be a bitch to get out. Oh, not as bad as I thought. I just grabbed the wrong color. We are still, I don't want to say troubleshooting because that makes it sound like there's a problem, but still getting acquainted with Boy Wonder's new school website. Like, he did an assignment yesterday and turned it in, and he told me he did. And then when I looked this morning, because I always look in the morning to make sure like things are still at the same time, it said it was late. But now they have like a new, like, you have to copy the web address and plug it in and then turn it in. So the scheme of this so far makes me think of Scooby Doo. It is very colorful. Like, they just took like random color schemes. But maybe later it'll either get covered up or will be like to make it easier to find where to put things. You know what I mean? Like where things will attach. And I think maybe this will turn into like a carpet later. I don't know. I'm on a bridge and I just saw a pod of dolphins. Ooh. That's the only reason I can think of with like the bright colors and stuff is maybe to help you find like the spacing better later. Like it's going to get covered up with something, but it'll make it easier to find instead of having to count like 20 pegs in and two over. You'll just be like, oh, it's right on that bright pink one. Yeah. When you pull over to look at the dolphins, don't drop your phone. I'm going to combine these unnumbered bags. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. It looks like by 6. 6 and then 4, 8, 12. Okay. I don't know. I think we'll try to do like an hour and a half, 2 hours of this, and then like an hour, hour and a half of the cross stitch because I really need to get that done. And part of me wants to do it only on stream so that you can see, people can see it. But the other part's like, just do it off stream and be done with it. We need this, and 3 of those. Okay, looks like 1 in. I want to build my new set, waiting until Friday, and I've got a half finished set on my desk too, though. You gotta finish the one you're on. That being said, I very well could have this set sitting on my, well, moved to a shelf to do the stream anniversary, or maybe not. It just depends. So in Carrot Stream, he's talking about doing another craft along in October and just kind of being Halloween themed or, spooky themed. I'll just make a ton of eyeballs. Every stream we can do an eyeball. She only had a mini version. I would kind of like a giant eyeball. I wonder. Message her and be like, have you thought about doing a giant eyeball jellyfish? I know, but I'm waiting until I can stream though. Yeah, I understand that. I just meant like on stream. You might want to finish the one that's already started before starting another one, but also do what you want. Okay, so this one is gonna kind of go half over this. And then it looks like there's a one space and then this. And then there's the green one. And then this will half cover that purple brick too. And put it next to yeah, with these he doesn't like the He says they look like optical nerves just hanging from the bottom. In the pattern, she does say, like, do two red and one pink, but you can do them whatever you want. Like, that's just her suggestion. I did them all purple, and she had it doing a slip stitch down, but I wanted them to be kind of curly, so I just did one single crochet in each spot. Like when I make the big jellyfishes, it's two single crochet in each stitch to give it that really tight curl. So I only did one in each to kind of make them like loose curls. And I imagine a slip stitch would be almost straight, just the barest like curve to them. But I sent a picture to Steele too, and she's like, "It's so creepy," and I was like, "Yeah." I told Crazy I'm gonna make a bunch of them with different colored irises, and then get like the suction cup things for the front window because we have like a. When I think of bay window, I think of the windows that go like out that you can almost have like the reading nook in. This is just a really wide window, but it doesn't go out like the bay window does. But I was gonna get suction cups hooks and stick them at the top, and then just have eyeballs hanging in the front window. And maybe it'll stop getting the guy who wants to sell us, different security cameras to stop coming to our house. And then he goes for Halloween, and then he goes, "Oh, who am I kidding? You'd leave them up year round." I would leave them up year round because Halloween is fantastic. I love the spooky season. Oh, see, all that's getting covered up. That's why it didn't matter what color bricks they were, because it's just going to get all covered up. But yeah, I figured I could do all different color irises, and just stick them out there in the window. Let's make sure I got this all clippy clippy. Squish it down. Okay, looks good. I mean, they really didn't take hardly any time to do. Um, the worst part is that you have to like change colors so quickly. In because like you do the magic ring, and then you have to change it, and then to do the iris color, and then you have to quick change it to white. So like that was the most thing, but it's not really that big of a deal. I mean, the sushi one was worse. You had to change colors in the magic ring. Or in Carrot's case, the magic butthole. I'm probably gonna have to get up and answer the door because it seems like the bug people always come to spray on a day where I am streaming. And like they don't actually have to come in the house, so they could just spray and leave a note on the door. Like, "Hey, we were here today." Plus they send me a message that they're coming that day, then a message that they're on their way. Like, I know you're good. You could just message me. I'm fine. Welcome in, Laura. I hope you've been doing well. We are working on my first ever Bricklink set today. It's actually the second one I've bought, but it's the first one I've done. So it's still been like crazy hot. Like Yeah, worky lurky. Thank you, Kevin. I figured that's what you were, working lurking. Oh, self, pay attention. Yeah, a bit different. Like, I mean, technically, you when you pre-order it during the crowdfunding, you go. It takes you to the Lego website, and you check out through the Lego website, and then Lego puts the whole thing together and ships it to you. But it is still like slightly different. Same sorta. That's all right. We appreciate all forms of working and lurking and talking or just lurking in here. Yeah, now they're completely combining the accounts, which in theory I think will make checking out a bit easier because sometimes I would click it and then like then there's the whole like signing in to your Lego account that can be wonky sometimes. I know I keep saying it, but I feel like they've been putting way less pieces in each bag. So I like that the mocks sort off, but you can get yeah. They're still kind of like mocks, but you just order all the pieces through Lego. And since this is my first one, I didn't realize that you don't really get an instruction booklet like you do, but you don't have like you don't get a paper one, I should say. Like you have to use digital directions or the Lego app. There are two other sets by this creator that kind of go with this. There's a windmill and a house, and they're on my list. Yeah, or print it out yourself, which I'm not doing. That's a lot of. This thing is 614 pages. I mean, honestly, when they're really big sets, I wind up using the like I don't use it on my phone because I don't like that. I don't want to stare at a tiny screen, like this big. I wind up doing the PDF directions so that I have more room on my desk. But but yeah, it does see look at this is bag 4 and it's just like that's it on the pieces really. So then I feel like I'm like, oh crap, I've already done 6 bags already. It's been only been 2 hours, but there just wasn't very many pieces. I don't know. It makes me wonky. Like from when I started, I feel like just like not even well, I guess 2 years ago I started. Um, but I feel like in that time they've started putting way less pieces in each bag. And so then I keep thinking to myself, like I'm rushing, I'm no, my desk isn't a 2 tier. My desk isn't actually a desk. It's a table from IKEA. It's really a desk. Okay, if the bug people are here, I'll be right back, guys. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Every time they come, I'm like, you guys can just, you know, you can guys can just go ahead and spray. It's just the mosquito service outside. Like they at no point come inside. But yeah, so I got this. What is it? I don't know, like 7 years ago, let's say, to be crazy. Something like that. So it's got a calyx on one side and then this big table. And if you look it up now, the set that they do now that is like the table and the calyx isn't, or the table isn't as wide as the calyx anymore. It's like from the middle of one cube to the middle of the next cube, whereas my desk is as wide as the calyx is. Um, so, and it's really long. Like they don't make this size table anymore to go with their desks. So it's, I don't know, like 5 feet long and as wide as the calyx is. So it is pretty big. And then across from me, I have a stand up sit down desk that is really wide and long too. Like it's as long as my desk is on this side. And then it may even be if it's not the same, it's maybe a smidgen wider because I got it so that my sewing mat would fit on it. And my sewing mat is like, I have multiple ones. So like one of them is like a yard by 24 inches. And then another one is a little bit longer and a yard wide. So that I could like sew on it and stuff. So right now it just has crap piled on it, which needs to, in fairness, be cleaned off so I can actually do things on it. But when I can lift it up so that when I'm cutting out patterns, it's almost like I only have to lean over a little bit instead of like leaning way over like on a regular table. And then when I'm ready to sew, I just put it down and then I can sew. But yeah, it's not actually a desk at all. Like it is, but it isn't. And oh, nope, it's just near my like it's the same level as my keyboard. When we moved this last time, um they put two holes in the bottom of this desk and of the block. And I went to go look to have it replaced, and that's when I learned they don't even make them that size anymore. So the hole isn't like straight through. It's like they leaned it up against something and it like pushed holes into it. Because at first I was like, did I do it with like my mounts or something? But all the mounts I have are just that like it's flat on this side and this side, and you smush the desk between it. There's no like thing that would push up and poke holes. So I don't know how they did it, but they did. Um, Ads are going to start in 1 minute and they will go for 3 minutes. I do not build during ads, so you won't miss any building. Um, just chatting, usually, or whatever nonsense thing I come up with to do in the space. Um, but if you have turbo, you don't get ads, and if you subbed, you don't get ads. There's words. Ooh, we have a squirrel. A little squirrel. Sorry if you can hear him doing his stuff in the backyard there. It seemed louder than normal. 3, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. Then 6 on the front. Yep, okay. Let's see. Still okay, just says sometimes for whatever reason Twitch will give me, or OBS, whatever, will give me that warning that's for a minute, and it'll do the countdown, but then it won't show me the green ad break part. But it did this time. What was I gonna do? I was going to, oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to quickly message the archery coach. Oh, there was. Okay, when did she send that? A while ago. I didn't get that. Well, I wonder if my notifications for that are turned off. I think sometimes my remind notifications get turned off because I don't remember this coming through. Oh, it signed me out. That's why I don't have them. Oh, let's send it to my email. Okay. That would be why I didn't get the notification, because it had signed me out of the app for some reason. Okay. I guess I don't need to be worried about archery. Welcome back, everyone. Well, if you weren't here during the break, like if you got ads, I figured out why I didn't, what's going on with archery. Apparently, they used the Remind app for like communication, but apparently my phone decided to sign me out. And that was why I didn't get a notification that they posted anything in the app about archery. So their first practice is like mid-September, so it's still like 2 or 3 weeks. But I do intend to look up different archery competitions for her to compete in. There's a group called One Shot that does archery competitions as well. And she doesn't have to, like, she can compete in them even if the school isn't competing. Like, she can do it individually. So I have to look them up and see. She didn't practice very much this summer. And I kept getting on to her about it, like, you should go out and practice. It's hot, it's hot, it's hot. Sweetie, none of that matters. Like, if you want to get better, you have to practice and risk being uncomfortable. So we put all these things like upside down. Nope, we're turning. Okay. Excuse me. But Crazy is at a conference through Friday, and then we're gonna drive up to where his conference is, um, and have some family time because it's really only a couple hours from the house. Not enough that you could like drive back and forth every day, but it's like, I don't know, like 3 hours away. And there's a Lego store there, so we're gonna hit that up. In fact, he just messaged me that they're finally at the hotel. It took forever because there was really bad traffic because there was a 13-car pileup on the way. Anybody else feel like, no, no, I didn't say kilometers. I said it's like 3 hours away. That they had a 13-car pileup on the way to where his conference is. I mean, speech to text could have certainly interpreted it as kilometers instead of 13-car pileup, but I don't know. I have not paid attention to how like accurate this speech to text is. Oh, let's make sure squares are lined up. I'll probably buy the Great Hall at the Lego store because I don't know, let's check. I was thinking that the back to school Hogwarts stuff for Lego is probably like specific, like you have to do certain things. Let's see what it says. There we go. That's what I was looking. Well, that's not exactly what I was looking for. Maybe it's in there. That's right. I was like, I don't think I said kilometer, but who knows what I've said. Now I can't find where it said. I found it the other day. Oh, okay. I guess I just had to scroll down a little bit. Are you going to tell me about the. Well, I don't know anymore. I'm trying to look it up, but it's not really showing anything. Because I went to the Harry Potter thing and it was like, check out the deal if you're an insider. I'm like, well, I'm already signed in. But yeah, so it just tells me learn more. So I click that and then it doesn't really show me anything. So I don't know anymore. I know there was a thing about it though, but I was trying to see if it said like any or if you had to buy like the new yeah, welcome in Medusa. Like I think there was something about like for certain things you had to buy um the new Hogsmeade Village. Hogwarts back to school. Okay, here's the better thing. So you get a Hogsmeade sign when you buy Hogsmeade Village. $40 on any Harry Potter stuff gets you a Quidditch lesson, and 130 any Harry Potter gets you uh the room of requirement. Yeah, so the 130 gets you the room of requirement. $40 gets you a different gift with purchase. And it just as long as it's Harry Potter. But the Hogsmeade sign you only get if you buy Hogsmeade. I'm also worried that if I order it on Monday, like the 1st, so next Monday, the 1st, that it won't be here by Saturday when I need to build it. So there's that too. But there's also supposed to be some other kind of it talks about um You can unlock other things with your rewards. Um, but yeah. So that's another reason I'm probably just gonna get it when we're up there by at the Lego store versus then ordering it, and I'll just order something smaller from the website to get the gift with purchases. I worry that it won't make it on time. Like it won't arrive to me on time by the time I need it. Okay, apparently just dropping everything is the thing. No, you stay even. Yeah, it's usually like 40 and 130 are like the price points when they do like free gifts. Every once in a while there's something different, but like extra points so I could get green dots, but I'll wait for something better. Yeah, really. I mean, they do that with Star Wars. Why can't we get the same thing? I guess I need to look to how much, like, points to money, like how many points we have and how much money that equates to. I'm sad they stopped doing the points with Target. You would get less points than if you bought it from Lego directly, but you were still getting points. And because the nearest Lego store to us is 3 hours away, it's not like a feasible trip very often. I just buy a lot of my Legos from either Barnes and Noble or Target because I'm impatient and I don't want to wait for shipping. Um, I'd have a ton more points if they still did it with Target or if there was a Lego store closer. Mm-hmm. Right. Like I would take that's why I get them at Barnes and Noble sometimes because it I'm the amount of points I would get, I'm saving the money, so it doesn't matter. Um but yeah, like the double points and stuff, that's better to go through Lego. Is that the one I want? No, I want dark green. Um or like if they're doing like a certain gift with purchase, it's better to go with Lego too, but it looks like a light green, blue. When is the new Black Pearl? It said September 15th when I looked at it earlier. Look at the books, but they don't make it seem like it goes in the wrong direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's count. Make sure I have 9 bricks. I do. Okay. Once we put this on, it doesn't really slide as much or as worryingly. I do wish this connected though. But it does not. Sadly. That's alright. Bookshelf. It's exactly what I was trying to avoid. Oh, we got a carpet. Trying to count to make sure I was right. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Okay. But yeah, Kevin, when I looked it up earlier, it looked like it said the 15th. I can double check again though. Oops, if I can spell, or I guess really hit the right keys. Yeah, September 15th. No problem. Oh, it says get Captain Jack Sparrow's compass as your member gift with purchase of the Lego Icons Captain Jack Sparrow pirate ship. If you buy it between the 12th and the 18th of September. I know they release so many, it is impossible to keep up financially, especially. But so if you buy it between the 12th and the 18th of September, you get his compass as a free gift with purchase. We'll do one more bag and then switch to the cross stitch. They have been releasing so many sets like all the time that it is like impossible to keep up with. I just try to keep an eye on when sets are retiring. That way, I can, if I've missed one or I've been putting it off buying it, I can try to pick it up before it retires and the price gets stupid. Nope, not that one. Yeah, I try to keep up with what's retiring. I don't. Okay, so I looked and it's not any of the sets I was looking for, or interested in. But Target has certain sets 20% off this week. So I figure it's always worth the quick peek on the website to see if it's any of the ones, that I'm interested in. But we went to like Books a Million a couple weeks ago because Fantasy wanted to get a new book and we weren't really going near the Barnes and Noble. Like we were kind of going in the opposite direction. And so we stopped there. And when we were checking out, the guy's like, "Want a membership?" And I was like, "No, thank you." And he was like, "Oh, come on. It saves you this, that, and the other." And I was like, "We don't really shop here all that often to like make it worth it." And he was like, "But you would." And I was like, "No, I prefer Barnes and Noble." And they're like, "Oh, come on. We got better deals than them." And I was like, "Yeah, but you don't have Lego." Like they have a set or two here and there, but it's always like small ones for like little kids. And he was like, "Oh." And I was like, "Dude, I was doing everything I could not to like hurt your feelings, like not to be that person who's like, nope, sorry, I prefer this other store because of this." Like, I was just like, no. We got potiony bottles. So we got candle and some potion bottles. And the way it's placed will make that have like a window right there. So it's like multi. That's like barely on there. So that's popped off super easy. Yeah, I try to wait or focus on sets that are older that have been out longer and pick that up instead because chances are they're gonna retire before, a newer set that's come out. Like sometimes I pick up a set that's fairly new and build it like right away, but it's usually a smaller set that's a little cheaper. I like the color of this store. It's not quite as dark as it looks in the camera. It's more of like a turquoise. Come on, turn. So there's a bunch of them pieces like this where they have, oh, it's hard to show on camera, where they've made like, put two of the quarter circle pieces, and created like almost like leaf pattern. Okay. So we've sort of worked on this front room, I guess we'll call it. And obviously the platform. Did I guess there were, that's probably the way that's supposed to be. I always think it's weird how they always just want to put a doorknob on one side. Like, just on one side, put a brick to help open the door. So, let's see if I have another black one in this bin here. I do. So, we'll put a knob on either side. Ha, there we go. Oh, well, maybe that's why they do it. It doesn't really want to fit on the other side. Lesson! That's probably why they do it. Because, like, I don't know. I think it should, in theory, work because the door frame. Like, did I just put it on weird? Yeah, I always think it's weird, but maybe there's a reason. Come on. Yeah. I guess the thicker loop of the door, like once you get past where they have the little dots to slip the door in, I guess the other side is just a little bit thicker. And so it, like the part that stops the door from just like swinging, it's just a little too thick and it won't sit there. It stops the door. Well, I guess that explains why they always just put a doorknob on one side. But this is where we've gotten to today. We did 6 bags. I said we'd stop. My brain is like all messed up on what time it is. My brain's like, it's 1:30. No, it's 12:30. I don't know. We'll go to cross stitch because I really need to get this stitch along done this month. I guess we don't need to get it done this month, but my brain says we do. So we'll switch. We keep that brick separator with that. Let me change my thing to makers and crafters. Or makers and crafting. Nope, there we go. That was weird. I don't know what it did. Something changed because like the the alignment of like the tags changed, but I couldn't figure out what changed per se. Oh, I told Devin I saw his snickety snacky, and then I still didn't do it. Okay, what just happened to you, Streamlabs? Okay, I fixed it. That was weird. I opened up the paint and put the dino open in it, and like where I have chat down the side, and then like the mini feed and scenes and stuff across the bottom all turned just solid black. But when I clicked on it, it turned back. So here's to hoping. Oh, there it is. Because I think we wound up not starting this color, but decided to do it next. So we've done like 3 of the 10 colors, and I think Carrot said he used a program to like minimize the color so that it brought it from 10 colors to 5. But I think that was with his second one, because like he did one for stream and then one off stream with his wife, because I believe she's new to cross stitching. I believe that's what he said. But I just went with what the amount of colors and what colors they were as the pattern said. But let's see if we can't bring it down just a little bit so you guys get a slightly better. Oh, my eyeball tentacles were flapping in the wind there. Okay, let's start over here. So I'm torn. I got this snowball kind of set up, the mic, but I was wondering, right? Like, so I turn recording off for desktop audio so that I can play, like, because I record it on a separate track. And then I turn the recording of that track off so that I can play copyright music and be fine. That being said, if I'm playing it through my computer with the snowball, is the snowball going to pick it up, and then will I get tagged for copyright anyway? Which, I mean, part of the reason I was going to go with the snowball was because I know my headphones won't. Yeah, like I know my headphones won't last like the 24 hours if it gets bumped up to 24 hours. Um so I don't know, like that was some of the reason. I don't know. I guess I'll have to play around with like settings on my computer and the mic and see if it'll pick it up or not. I plan to use the snowball today, but then I forgot to have Crazy help me with settings and like really filters for how much it like filters outside sound and whatnot off before he went on his trip. I didn't use it this past Sunday because I knew we were going to play together. And so I didn't want it to like pick up both of us, which if you watched Sunday, you saw that his mic was picking up both of us. In like the text to speech, it would say that show that both of us were talking when it was just me because his mic was picking me up because he was using instead of using his headphones and mic, he was just using his regular mic. So, which is what I was worried about why I and didn't use the snowball on Sunday. Nope, I want to go the other direction. Yeah, I guess I'll just have to play around with it and see if I can get it to essentially not react to that, like not pick it up, or just find some copyright free music for that stream and not really worry about it. No, not that. Sorry, I was like, did I just go in the wrong spot? But no, I just had my mouse at the wrong spot. There is a crow outside just going to town. I want to get start a crow table for the backyard so I could, make crow friends. That'll work. I did a little bit of research on starting one a while ago, but I need to refresh my memory. I thought it said something about like sprinkling cinnamon on the stuff you leave out so that other birds and squirrels won't want to take it, but that the crows don't care about that. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I have to look stuff up again. I see them around our neighborhood enough that I don't think it would be immensely hard to get a crow table started. I didn't necessarily mess up. What is that I forgot or missed some in the other thread, so I was like, I'll just do them in this color because nobody's gonna know. But then because I'm not looking for them, I miss them. So then I have to go back anyway. There's a guy whose reels I watch, like all his content is like crows. And he'll put out like a cup of water and like put stuff on top so the crows have to move it to get the water and like do little puzzles with the food and stuff. And the crows are like, yes. And they just take stuff and run away. Sometimes he just puts like leftovers, like, oh, we had spaghetti last night. Let's see if the crows like spaghetti. And he still puts out like nuts and stuff for them as well. But he'll put like a little scoop of like spaghetti or sausage or. And he names the crows. Looking at them on the videos, I'm like, I don't know how he tells one from the other, but I'm sure there's a way. I need to find a cute Halloween themed cross stitch for October. Or maybe I'll look on Amazon for like a book of spooky uh themed cross stitches so that I have like more than one. Oop, I felt that knot. There we go. Just had to figure out how it was not. No. I was like, did it not again? But nope, I was just feeling something, a different thread in the back. But if anybody is tootling around Pinterest or whatever and finds a cute or cool looking Halloween cross stitch pattern, let me know. Okay, now we're going to jump down in the tail. I feel like I should be much further along on this, but then I remember that I only do it during stream. And then I'm like, oh, okay. And then my brain, like 10 minutes later, is like, yeah, but I still feel like we should be further along. Shut up, brain. So Fantasy is going to have picture day already, like on Thursday. I feel like they just started and it's picture day already. I don't remember picture day being like so quickly after school started, like from when I went, but okay, then we'll go straight down to there. And they do all like the artificial backgrounds now, so like each picture you get can have a different background. And for the last couple years, they've had like a it looks like a stack of book. Well, I shouldn't say a stack of book, but like a bookshelf or whatever behind you. And so she's chosen that one the last couple years, but this year they don't have that one. I don't know, maybe they got rid of it because not enough people were choosing it. Okay, how many above this one is it? One space between. Okay, next row. We'll probably have ads in about five-ish minutes, 5-10 minutes. Okay, and then one space between those. Okay, and I see this one over here. So I was looking at Goodreads this morning to post a review, and according to it, I'm 57 books from meeting my 250 goal, which I may have read other books that I forgot to like add in. So I had to go through. But I'm roughly 57 books from meeting my goal this year, which I'm slowly getting back into the book blogging. I kind of dropped out of doing it for a bit. Um, I wasn't reading as many arcs and stuff like that, but I'm slowly getting back into it. I thought about doing like a channel on my Discord that was like once once a week, or not once a week, but like once a month we get together and talk about books, like a book club, but not that you guys will all have to read the same book, but just talk about books in general that you've been reading. I feel bad sometimes because I'm like, oh God, am I giving too much away? Then if they want to go read the book, there's pretty much no point because I've already told you everything that happens in that book. Right, like I find traditional book clubs hard for me because oftentimes I don't want to read the book they're reading. Right? Like I think somewhere where we got together for like an hour or two once a month, like in the Discord, and have like it could be video chat, it could be just audio. But where we just talk about like, hey, I read this book this month and it was really good, or I like this book, I liked it. Right, like we don't all have to read the same thing. Just we could get together and talk about books we've been reading, and obviously the channel would be open all the time. That you in the chat bubble you could put like, hey, I just finished this book this week. Like I know book club's not for 2 more weeks, but I finished this book this week and really loved it. Anybody else want to check it out? Like you could always kind of have like comments in there too, but like we could get together like once a month for an hour or two and just talk about the books that we've read that month. Like it doesn't have to be a certain book because I do horrible in traditional book clubs because I often just don't want to read what they're reading. They're like, vote which one of these books, and I'm like, I don't want to read any of those. Like I belonged to one when we lived in Omaha, but also we hardly ever actually talked about the book that was picked for that month. And we did it through the library. So nobody had to go out and buy the book. the local library had like a list of books where they had like 6, 8 copies of that book, and you would just go to the library and be like, I'm here to pick up whatever the name of the book club was, book for that month. And then they would give you a copy and you just have to return it. But nobody had to go out and buy the book. Like they suggested you picking like 2, 3 months ahead of time in one go, because sometimes like the books would be checked out. Like another book club would be doing that, but like, so you can't do it next month, but you can do it the month after. But yeah, I was thinking of something like that. Oh, we're in ads. I just talked right through the notification. Welcome back, everyone. But yeah, I love talking about books on the stream, and I will gladly talk about whatever kind of book, whether I've read it, not read it, you know. But sometimes I do feel bad. I'm like, oh man, am I have I given too much away? Then like, if they want to go read it, is it no longer enjoyable because I've basically given away the entire book? I've done all the spoilers. Um, so I'm like, listen, stop nodding, you stupid string. But also, I feel like if you guys do that redeem, you kind of know that I'm going to tell you everything about the book I'm reading. So It's not like you're not without warning or don't know that's what I do. I don't, it feels like one of those half a dozen of one, six of the other. I don't know. Or that I'm just worrying for nothing. But yeah, I'll I'll put something in Discord about that, see how many people are interested in something like that. Totally not like everybody just read their own book, whatever, and then we can just talk about it. An audiobook you liked. I personally can't do audiobooks. I will tune them out at some point, and half an hour later, I will realize that, holy crap, I'll be like, holy crap, I stopped listening to this a half an hour ago, and I have no clue what they just said. So I can't do audiobooks. Yeah, I can't listen to it. I will totally stop listening at some point. My brain will tune it out. And then, like I said, I'll realize a half an hour later that, oh crap, I just missed like a good portion of this book. I have to read the words. I totally, and listen, if you listen to your books versus reading them, it still counts. It still counts as reading. I just personally can't do it. Like, I know how my brain works, it will tune it out. I know some people are like, that doesn't count. You weren't reading. Listen, I don't care how you get your book. Listen to it, read it, have somebody read it to you. Whatever. Like take turns with your friend. You read a chapter, they read a chapter. I don't care how you get your book fixed. Just get it. So it should be this one there, then one down, and then one, two. So it should be one, two, three, four spaces. One, two, three. Oh, I did get it right. There we go. But yeah, like if we did talked about books and book club, it could be like minimal spoilers, like, you know. And so the last couple times I've talked about the book I was reading, I've tried to like not give away as many spoilers, like just kind of like gloss over things. And I'm horrible at remembering the title to the book I'm currently reading. I'm like, I really like it, but don't ask me what it's called. I don't know. I did finish Lights Out, and whew, it's a good thing Steele stopped reading when she did because things in that book get really weird. I mean, like from the general observer's standpoint, they get real weird. I didn't have a problem with anything that happened, and I was laughing sometimes, but I was like, yeah, the average person would probably be like, what the fuck is going on? These people like need psychological help. I have the second book in that series as well. I bought it, I don't know, maybe a month ago. I haven't started reading it though. I will honestly say, like, a lot of times, if a book gets like too much like hype or whatever on like book talk, I won't read it because a lot of times I feel like it's overdone. I don't know. Like I often feel like a lot of times they don't live up for me to like what everybody said. Oh my god, they're fantastic. This is the best book I've ever read. Sometimes I feel like for me, they're just not that great. So a lot of times I don't read them. And I was nervous going into that one because I bought it but I didn't buy it. So I got a blind date with the book. And when I opened it, it was lights out. Um that being said, I really did enjoy the book. It was crazy and funny and you're like, "Whoa." Like some weird messed up stuff happens in the book consensually. Uh but I did still enjoy it. It did have like a crazy amount of trigger warnings in the beginning of the book. However, I have not read a trigger warning that puts me off of a book, except for daddy. Ugh. I don't want anybody calling anybody daddy during intimate time. Like, will I stop reading a book if it has that in it? Not really, but also I may not pick it up to read if they're like, she loves to call him daddy. Yeah, no. But that probably has more to do with my own daddy issues than like another reason. And if that is your thing, more power to you. Lord knows I'm into all kinds of weird stuff when it comes to books, so I can hardly begrudge somebody their weird thing. The one podcast lady I listen to, she always says, "Who am I to yuck your yum?" And I don't know why I like that so much. Oop, no, yes, so we can make it. Nope, let's go up instead of down. Really? I unthreaded my thing. So I did start working on another crochet project, but I'm hesitant to mention it on stream because it's kind of for a friend of mine. I'm doing a test run, because I want it to look super pretty and good when I give it to her. So I'm doing a test run, like making one before giving her it. And if it turns out great, then I'll just give her that one. But I probably won't post a picture of it in Discord or anything till after I give it to her. And I'm doing a test run one and giving myself plenty of time because we're not going to see them till Thanksgiving. So you guys will just have to wait. Or you can message me. Also, if any of the ones that I've put up in Discord, if you would like one, I'm going to like outsell them, like the cooked bees and milk. You can buy one or the other for this, or the pair of them for this. Um, you know, the pretzel snake. So if any of the ones, if you'd like, or I mean, I'll even tell you where I got the patterns. It's not like some whatever, and you want to crochet it yourself. Be my guest. Steel is the one who turned me on to this pattern lady, and now I need all the patterns, so I blame Steel. Every time I buy new patterns, I blame Steel. Ooh, I caught a glacier. So, talking about the pokey, got me thinking. From if I understand or understood wargaming correctly, some of like when you wonder. Oops, sorry. Gotta help them. Well, it's upside down. That's why. Yeah, but I couldn't get a grip on it normally. Thank you. Um, no, you're fine. Um, from if I was understanding what Wargaming was saying correctly, is that the when you wonder trade a Pokemon, the Pokemon you get has likely been wonder traded by somebody else. So, like, he was trying to, like, if I understood him correctly, and I could have totally misunderstood what he was saying as well. Um, essentially, like, if you have a Pokemon that you know a friend might need, you could wonder trade it and then have them wait a few minutes and then wonder trade, and there's a chance or a higher chance they might get it. I don't know how accurate I'm being. Or how accurately I understood him. And he does way more with the pokey game than I do. It's just kind of there in chat, and if you want to play, you want to play. He knows way more about it and some other stuff that goes with it and things like that. So if you're interested in like doing more or learning more about it than happens in here, Wargaming Recon is definitely the guy to check out. Okay. I keep messing up. Why? Oh, there we go. I thought the speech text had stopped working for a second. Okay, we finished another color. Every color we finish is like a small accomplishment. Woohoo! I was pretty sure you're a mod. Something happened and you're not a mod? I could have sworn you're a mod. Community Roles Manager. Oh, you're not a mod in here. I could have sworn I made you a mod. Yeah, I know you're a mod in Crazies. I could have swore I made you a mod though, because you're like always here. Or maybe we talked about it once and you're like, thanks, but no thanks. I don't remember. What were you trying to do, Alex? Yeah, I think it was a long time ago we talked about it, and I was like, no, Did I spell something? Oh, I was like, did I? Okay, let's just do it this way. There you go. Now you're a mod. I just had to figure out how to do it again. Oh, okay. Let's mark off this one. What's near it? The L's. 993 says. No problem. I remember us talking about it, and I was pretty sure you were like, no thanks. But it may have been because you were a mod in so many other places. And you were like, no thank you, I do enough. Okay, this one will start. Joke. Oh. This color and the symbol next to it, they've done almost like the same color in the pattern, so this should be interesting. it had to think about whether it wanted to do it or not. We'll figure it out eventually. Yeah, I think it was about the same time because I remember us talking about it, and then relatively close to us talking about it, Santa saying something about it, and you were like, no, no, thank you. I'm busy enough. Which I totally understand. Okay, put that one there, and those two there. There's. Well, I got that. Yeah. You can't really mod if everybody you mod for is all on at the same time, which, again, I totally understand. Plus, there's only so much of you to go around. Like, not that I expect everybody who mods to be on, like, all the time, watching me every single time, but, you know what I mean? Like, plus, I think you feel more like you're looking out for other things besides just listening to the person or watching what they're doing. I was like trying to figure out how I wanted to say it and for it to make sense outside of my head. He just said, "You're it. Do with that what you want. Do anything with it, do nothing with it, but here it is." I was thinking of doing a random stream tomorrow, just to get more of this done. Just because I really want to get this done in the of August, and we're right there at the end. So I was thinking of doing one tomorrow. It would just be this cross stitch. So if that's not your cup of tea, which I totally understand, um, but that way I would maybe get it done. Like, just a random extra bonus stream, whatever. I know Carrot typically doesn't stream Wednesday mornings, so I don't know. When I do bonus streams, whatever, I try to make sure they're not like the same time uh that other people who typically stream that I, am pretty regular with, it isn't the same time. Book 3 days in a row, yes, please. I'm pretty sure my mother in law thinks we're slightly crazy because whenever they talk about friends, we talk about like people that don't live anywhere near us. And they're like, we use these weird names. And she's like, this person is real. Yes. We're like, yes, we met them online on Twitch. Their name is whatever, Carrot Cleric. And she's like, huh. Listen, internet friends are the best friends because all your communication doesn't have to be face to face. I don't dislike having friends nearby. Like, I do have friends that live near us and that we can get together in person. But I think sometimes there's this expectation that if you live close enough to somebody, that you should be getting together with them more often. And if you're not, that means maybe you're not as good friends with them as you thought. I am just a stay at home and do nothing. If I don't want to wear a bra that day, I don't want to have to wear a bra. Like, you know, like my house is not dirty, but it is cluttered or, whatever. Maybe things aren't put away properly or whatever. And I'm not likely to clean up for people if they come over. Like, it's not dirty. Like, the counters are clean. There's not crumbs and ketchup smeared everywhere, but it's not, like organized and pretty. In fact, I need to go see how much it is to rent one of those, like, upholstery vacuums because the cat threw up on the couch and I, like, spot cleaned it, but my brain says that's not right. Or just see how much one is to buy. Like, like a little green machine or whatever. Because I'm sure it won't be the last time the cat vomits on the couch. Well, so me and Crazy's youngest brother's wife, we're not friendly. But when forced into familial situations, we will make small talk. And she was like, "So, do you guys have any plans for the summer?" And I was like, not really." And she's like, "Oh, are you going to go anywhere?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm going to go visit my friend and take the kids with me because I'm going for like a week." And she's like, "Oh, that's cool. Where did like what's your friend's name?" And I was like, "Steal Your Heart." And she's like, "Huh?" And I was like, "Oh, she's my friend from Discord. She's moving and I'm going to go visit her and help her get situated. God knows I've helped enough people get situated, military moves and making friends and whatnot." And she was like, "Oh, so you met this person online and you're going to drive all the way there and stay at their house?" Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking the little green machines are like under $100. Like something to that effect. Like those little mini hand, they're just a tank of water on one side. They're not like the big, huge, like vacuum. Like you couldn't do carpets with them, but like little spot cleans. Yeah, she was like, "So you're gonna drive many hours to go visit this person you met online?" And I was like, "Yes." Also, she's already visited us. Like, yeah, I am. Listen, yes, I am. In fact, I told her to move closer to me. "You're moving? Okay, well, you should move close to me, and then we can hang out all the time," says the person who doesn't actually want to hang out with people in real life. But, I was like, yeah, I don't actually see a problem with it. She just kind of looked over at Crazy, and he was like, "What? What are you guys talking about?" I was like, "Me going to visit Steel with the kids." And he's like, "Oh, yeah." And she's like, "You don't think that's weird?" And he's like, No? All our friends live in the computer. I'm liking the way this green adds to the blue already there. Like it's not really that weird. I think after a minute my eyes are like I don't know what symbol we're looking for anymore. I want to go that way, not down. Okay, this way. Oh, I hate every once in a while I get just a little off with the mouse, and then the line I try to draw through the, the ones I've done is like on a different row. And then I can't leave that because then I won't be able to see those when I need to do them. Like I won't be able to tell the symbol. So really in general, I've thought about adding Wednesday morning into the general rotation. Um as like a craft day versus a Lego day. But then I don't know. I think it'd be better as leaving it off as like one offs every once in a while. Because I do my best not to schedule like appointments during stream times I normally stream and stuff. Sometimes there's not really a choice. Um, Especially if the kids have to go to a specialist, like you go the day they give you because it's hard to get in to begin with. Um, but if I added it on a consistent basis, then that would be like another day I would have to try to not do stuff, and sometimes, you got to do stuff. So I think I'll leave Wednesdays as like a one off, like impromptu streams here and there. I do think as the kids get older and graduate, I'll probably add in more regular days. But also, who knows? Fantasy graduates She's a junior this year, so senior next year, so she'll graduate next year, next school year in 2027. And then he'll graduate in 29. But who knows where I'll be in, like if I'll still be doing this in 4 years. So that's also hard to predict. Like at this moment, I don't see myself not doing it, but also life happens. Like, I don't know that I'll ever be big enough for this to be like, yes, it covers the bills. I'm lucky if it covers Lego, let alone bills. But would I like to see it somewhat be like a viable job? Yes, but also realistically, I don't know that I'll ever get that big. Some of that is putting yourself out there, which I'm not fantastic at. Put it in the wrong hole. think this will be the last one with this piece of string. I have the threader thing, but it is not my favorite to use, so I usually just stop before I have to worry about the threader. I watched like a little clip reel type thing where this lady like was to the point where like every time she would go to do one part of the X, she would have to like rethread, and I was like, I don't know that I have the patience to do that. So she would like thread it, pull it through, put the needle back in, thread it, pull it through, put the like over and over until like there was basically nothing left. And then she'd quick like loop it underneath some other and like tie it off essentially. But I was like, well, I don't think I have the patience for that. So a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, whatever, we went to a cave, like where you can see the stalactites and stuff like that. Because there are several around us within a couple hours drive. But there is one near where we're going on Friday. So maybe we'll do that Saturday before we come home. Boy Wonder really liked it. And that's high price. High praise. He wasn't like, oh, you're making us leave the house. So, anytime I can get that reaction, I have to look for more stuff like that. Okay. Is it just an L? No. Okay, it goes all the way over. Maybe I'll try to find like things I can do on little bookmarks, like cross stitch on bookmarks, make bookmarks for October. Mm-hmm. I think I started to say it earlier, but then distracted myself because I'm good at that. Um, so it's still been really warm here, like in the high 80s, low 90s, but then the real feel is like still 100. So today the high was only like 79 with like a real feel of like 80, which felt significantly different than, you know, 110. And I made the joke this morning that I had told Fantasy the other day. I was like, I'm ready for sweater weather. And when we got in the car this morning, it wasn't already like so muggy and hot and stupid, and that the forecast was low for today. And I was like, maybe all I had to do was ask for sweater weather. It is, let's see what my phone says. It is 74 right now. You're like, I was just hanging out, not paying attention to time. Yeah, that's what I said. I said, so it's probably going to be like cool day tomorrow and maybe Thursday because we're supposed to have like a couple days of rain. But then I bet next week it'll be right back up. Maybe not as high, but it'll be back up. For at least another month or so, month or two, and then it'll start being like mild. I was like, maybe all I had to do was ask, and I would receive the sweater weather. I don't foresee it lasting. But yeah, it's still been like stupid hot. I think my issue with it isn't so much that it's hot, it's the amount of like humidity we have with it that you're like, oh my God. I just opened the door and I already feel like I need to go back inside and take another shower. Right? Well, we cook soup all year long. I don't care how hot it is outside. But mainly because soups are easy crock pot recipes, and I'm all for anything I can stick in the crock pot and forget about. Uh, it's like, yay, we don't have to be out in the rain, but also, like, really, you waited till we put our coats on and everything, and then you're like, haha, never mind. Like, you couldn't stop, like, before. You gotta wait until I got all my stuff on. So, Fantasy loves chicken noodle soup, and she'll make it all year long on in the crock pot on her days. Nope, we're in ads. I need to put some kind of sound with the ad warning. Maybe I will look for that today. My pen will work. Add sound. last Thursday when we talked about it, they were out of the house donuts, like the sorting hat donuts. But we did get um a Hufflepuff for the boy because he's Hufflepuff. Uh, a two Slytherin and um a Ravenclaw. The boy was not super excited about his Hufflepuff donut, mainly because, in typical teenage boy fashion, he didn't want to listen to me at the store as I was trying to tell him about the donut, and he was like, "Whatever, just I want a Hufflepuff." And so when he bit into it and it was full of like caramel cream icing or caramel cream stuff, he was like, "I didn't like that." And I was like, "Well, I tried to tell you, but you didn't want to listen." He is a little like me in the fact that he doesn't like things in, like the mush when he bites in. But he didn't want to listen to me, so the Slytherin one was good. I swear the cat says "mom." I can hear her going "mom, mom." Nope, a couple more seconds. Yeah, they were out of sorting hat ones. I was sad, but it was like 5, 6 o'clock in the evening, so also not surprising. But we did get fresh ones. They gave us each a fresh donut. It was still warm. It was so nice. Yeah, it got passed around. Well, Crazy's favorite is like anything flavored blueberry. He's gotten blueberry hot sauce before, blueberry salsa. He's had like blueberry syrup for pancakes and stuff. Like anything blueberry, he loves. So I wasn't surprised that that's what he got. Welcome back, everyone. We'll probably go for maybe 5 or so more minutes, and then we'll be done for today. But like I said, I'm gonna do one tomorrow. Um, and try to get more of this done. Joe loves blueberry flavor, so I thought he'd love it. He just wasn't interested. That happens sometimes. It's not necessarily that they didn't like it, they're just like, meh. Yeah, so tomorrow there'll be no Lego, just me poking this needle through the fabric 1 million times. I saw like a little pouch thing. You could put pens, makeup, whatever in it, but it said on it cross stitch, proof that I'm willing to stab something 1,000 times. So in Discord, I did put a picture of the eyeball and then the egg axolotl. It looks like an egg, but the middle is an axolotl. One, two, two, and then I found a Harry Potter beanie for my sister the other day. Wow, that's fantastic, Alex. I love finding stuff on sale. Especially so much off. That's always great when you find something. Especially when you weren't like it's one thing to like something's on sale or like a department is on sale, like a grouping of items. But like to randomly one off find something that you weren't even looking for, like on a super duper deal, is it's always nice. I got the Mandrake headband recently. The sale wasn't as yes. That's so. What was it? Memorial Day. That's where I got a bunch of the ones that I have. The Harry Potter headbands. I got them for $10 each. Her birthday is next month. I've gotten a load of little bits like crafts and stuff. That's fun. I also got a new Halloween PJ, socks, and mug that match. Okay, so um Walmart has new onesie PJs that are like feely soft fabric, and they have ones it's black. Sorry, I keep feeling like I'm gonna burp. They're black, but then they have Stitch on them, and Stitch is dressed up like in a skeleton costume. And I was like, oh, I want them. I needs it. Ooh, yummy. I think these next couple stitches will. Oh no, there's more to that thread than I thought there was. I was like, it'll finish it up and then we can be done. But no, there was more to that than I thought. But that's all right. Yes, I got one of those sets too at Walmart. Hell, I got the Cowgirl Spooky Boots one and the Nightmare Before Christmas one. Yes. I was like, oh. So last year, Fantasy and I got the Grinch ones, but this year they have a Sally. It's like a long hoodie. It's a Sally one and it has matching socks with it. So I think I'm gonna get the that and then the Stitch onesie. And then there'll be like new pajamas for stream because that's why. Just because. There's no real reason. Because you guys have seen all the pajamas I own like 1,000,000 times. Okay, that made the end of the string. At least somewhat, because somehow it got uneven. And like one strand was like way longer than the other. So we'll just leave it like that for tomorrow. Let us mark that stitch off, then do the savey, save as, because I don't trust anything. Yes, I know I already saved it. Yes, I know transparency will be lost. I also got my brother 2 Lego sets for his birthday too. They were wow, that's fantastic, Alex. I'm so excited. Like I said, I love finding a good deal. I love when other people find good deals. Let's see. Let's do same category. Let's go to ranch pesto. The girl child had recommended her before. Let's do. My brain was like, what do we do after we press that? We press the exclamation raid. Now what do we do? Thank you all for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed the beginning of the Riverside Ranch Riverside Scholars set and watching me stab the fabric. Like I said, I'm gonna do like a random one off stream tomorrow, probably like 11 to 2. It will just be me stabbing the fabric over and over again though. So if that's not your jam, I completely understand. But thank you for everyone for hanging out. Thursday will be regular Lego and then probably more of the stabby stabs because life. Um, but Thursday will be 12 to 4 back again because she's starting one of her things, her clubs, so she'll be at school till 5. So we're slowly working our way back into a regular, more concrete schedule. But yeah, I'm going to start the raid into Ranch Pesto. She is crocheting a blanket. I could be wrong that it's a blanket, but it looks like a blanket to me. Um, with way more of a fancy stitch than I can do. Maybe it's a jacket. But thank you all for hanging out. Thank you if you chatted. If you didn't, if you were here for 5 minutes, if you were here for the whole time, I appreciate all the lurks, worky lurkies, regular lurks. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you again soon, hopefully, whether it's in my stream, your stream, somebody else's stream. But I hope you enjoyed today, and hopefully I will see you tomorrow.